Houston, our instruments are showing that we have a incoming message from deep space. Repeat, Houston, we have an incoming message from deep space. Houston, we'll begin playing message now. Houston, we're going to try and translate that up here. Hold for translation. Translation complete. We'll begin playing message now.
Hey, it's me, Melissa.
What do you do when the aliens invade? Take a shot of MK Ultra and watch Melissa Jade. Put on your tinfoil hat and tune right in. We got that crime spree, flat earth theories, government conspiracies, a complex Mandela effects, unidentified optics, a mind expanding, fake moon landing, what it all been understanding. It's me, Melissa. It's me, Melissa. Aliens is on the sun or in Area 51. Time travels, unravels, haunted castles, cops are baffled, potential experimental thoughts that make you transcendental. It's me, Melissa. It's me, Melissa. Crime sprees, flat earth theories, government conspiracies, complex Mandela effects, unidentified objects, a mind expanding, fake moon landing, what it all been understanding. It's me, Melissa. It's me, Melissa.
Hello, everybody. Merry Christmas Eve. How are you guys? I am so sorry to keep you guys on hold. I had gotten a very important phone call right as I went live. I do apologize. Uh, my dad has been in the hospital for a little over a week now. And so, like as far as me being late and stuff like that, I had gotten a call right as of course, like that's just how the timing goes. Like as soon as I clicked went live, I had gotten a call from the hospital. And so I apologize. I don't mean to do that to you guys. I usually don't talk about personal stuff going on, but, I want to let you guys know I wouldn't just go live and just like, hey, sit there for 10 minutes. But I got stuff going on, but I hope you guys are all doing well. Merry Christmas Eve. No, everything's okay. Everything's okay. I appreciate it. But I just figured I'd let you guys know. I wouldn't just leave you there, but I definitely needed to take the call. But hello, JC. Hello, Shelly. Hello, Musicity Mom, B Crumbs, Beetlebug, Silver Turtle Lady, Harlot, People Me, Princess Megan, Elsa. We have that Michelle, Crime. No, you know what? I don't believe that I've been saying your name wrong forever. Wasn't it Crime Crochet Cafe? Because now it's Crochet Crime Cafe, and that's not right. That's not right. Oh, I appreciate it, guys. You guys are so sweet. You guys are so sweet. So thank you. I appreciate you guys, all the prayers and well wishes. Thank you so much. It was, right? Wait, it was my way, right? Not this way, right? No, it's okay, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm hoping that everything will get better and that he'll be released soon. But I'll keep you guys updated. I usually don't like to talk about personal stuff, but I don't want you guys to think I was just like leaving you waiting. And I know I've been like late a lot lately. So I figured, all right, let me let you guys know so you don't think I'm just like being an asshole or changing around the times. I know I've been bumping around the times lately a lot. And I'm not just doing that to be like an asshole. So I'm sorry. Yes, it was. There were a lot of crimes. See, I told you guys. I knew it. I knew that wasn't her name. Told you it was Crime Crochet Cafe. I know how I said it. And now it's Crochet Crime Cafe. That doesn't flow. So you're always going to be Crime Crochet Cafe. So I don't care how it's written. You will always be my Crime Crochet Cafe because it flows better. So Merry Christmas. Hi, Scout and Choir. Yay! You can keep it however you want. I'm just saying it drove me crazy because I'm like, is this a Mandela effect? Is this a Mandela effect? Hey, 87. Hey, Chase. And people yesterday were saying, no, this is how it always was. And I'm like, you sit on a throne of lies. Okay. Hello, my Carol freaking Claus. Hello, WV Jules, Julie, Mary Jane Doe, Melissa Willett, Tennessee Road, Teacup Crankin. Let me scroll up. Belinda, Destination, Danielle Savvy, Opinionated, Crime Curious. You guys, we're gonna Jade raid to Crime Curious's live after this. Let me see. Hey, Glowbug. I still love that avatar. Oh, Glowbug. Glowbug gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Glowbug. Congratulations to all of our recipients. Thank you. And thank you, Jordan, for being a member for 10 months. Merry Christmas to you. Ho, ho, ho. Hi, Nick's mom. Hi, Brandy. Oh, look, I didn't know who was going to turn up. Hello, Natasha. Oh, scrolling all the way up. Hello, everybody. And I'm sorry if I may have missed you. Hi, Crackdown. Hi, Doreen, Princess Megan, Elsa, Haraho. Thank you, Glowbug. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. I'm sorry if I missed anybody because I started and then I left. And so I apologize. But I appreciate every single one of you for being here. And I'm sending love for anybody who may not be celebrating Christmas with family or maybe experiencing loss. Just to let you know, guys know, I will be doing a stream tomorrow evening just to have fun and just to do some games for anybody who may not have anybody to celebrate with or just for whatever reason. So we'll just be kicking back and relaxing. That'll be tomorrow evening. And so if you just need somewhere to hang out or people to hang out with, that stream is scheduled and we are here with you guys. Oh, thank you, Sexy Wild Thing, Carol freaking Claus. Congratulations to all of our new members. Plunge those pipes. Yay. The banana 87 is for two reasons. One, because I really like the way that the electric banana, like the neon banana, looked against dark mode. It just looked really cool. And two, I made the excuse that, when like Tisha or somebody is acting crazy, you could just throw the bananas to make her trip. Like, that's what I told myself. But in reality, I just really liked the way the banana looked. You know what I mean? I liked it. So I'm like, I could pretend that I'm putting it there for when somebody's acting a fool. You could just like throw the banana like Mario Kart style and like make her skid out. You know what I mean? I like it. You'll be here because you're so perfect. My kids are going to their dad's tomorrow, so I'll be lonely. Well, perfect. That's what it's here for. It's here for anybody who may not, like for whatever reason. I don't, a lot of people, are alone. Maybe they experienced a loss and it's their first year alone, or their kids are with the, other, parent for whatever reason. The first half of my day, I'll be spending it with family, but when I get back home, I'm going to come on and I'm going to be here to spend it with you guys, my other family. Hello. Oh, thank you so much, Haraho. Haraho busted herself out. Thank you, Haraho. You're so sweet. Welcome. Thank you so much for becoming a member. You unlocked yourself. I saw it, Haraho. I saw it with my own eyes. Hey, MK. Merry Christmas, MK. Merry Christmas, Susan. Hey, hippie chick. So, we keep it on Tisha style today. And what I figured we would do, since it's Christmas Eve, is, hey, Just Jen, why don't we do something a little bit different? Me too. I wish someone would flush Tisha down the toilet too, Gemini. And Crime Curious is live tomorrow at 3 Central with the lawsuit against Ryan Upchurch that was bought by the family of Kylie Rodney. What time is Central for Eastern? Asking for a friend. And that friend is me. Merry Christmas, Lisa. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I love Rice Krispie treats. Yum. I saw some really cute Rice Krispie treats, how they make it like into like little snowman or little like Santa Clauses. They're so cute. 4 Eastern. Perfect. Yes. Awesome. So you got Crime Curious that you guys could go to at 4 Eastern tomorrow for the Ryan Upchurch lawsuit. And then I have mine scheduled tomorrow night for about 8 Eastern. I might come on a little bit earlier. It depends on what time I get home. And then we're just gonna do some games and festivities. I'm gonna like create some games to be able to do in the chat and just hang out and have some fun. I figured, all right, we'll put like, you know, the content on hold because it's Christmas and just have fun. I just want to have fun with you guys and laugh. You know, that's what we got to do. So I figured, hey, Sprinkled Donut, Merry Christmas. Hi, Tess. So I figured let's do it a little bit different for this episode because not everybody is going to be here, given that it's a holiday. So I figured instead of going through the incident reports, why don't we stop, drop, and roll into the lawsuits? How do you guys feel about that? Hey, Muscles and Mascara, Merry Christmas. How would you guys feel about stop, dropping, and rolling into the lawsuits? Because we read yesterday in one of the incident reports about how Tisha ran that shit and how they were going to do it her way and how she was going to file lawsuits on all of them. So I figured, let's take a look at some of the lawsuits Letecia did file. Did you guys want to look at that? Where's Katrina, the one lonely person in the back saying, yeah. Yes, it's so cute, Kimberly. Catch me outside. How about that? Yes. Okay, awesome. All right, so let's do it. So let me, and again, all of this stuff, all like access to everything is on Crime Curious's website, and I will drop her website right here just for anybody who's interested and wants to access the stuff on their own. That is Crime Curious's website, and she has everything posted. So all right, so let's start with Crime Curious said to start with the sexual harassment. Okay. Oh, mushrooms. Nice. Yes, we have Letecia Stauch, which I'm interested in. Even on this, her name is always spelt differently. Okay, thank you, B Crumbs. You could also send donations for anybody who it wants to contribute towards the next batch of jail calls or the files. You can also donate on directly to the website. Thank you so much, B Crumbs. And she also keeps track of all of the donations publicly so that it's transparent and everything is right there. So yes, Crime Crochet Cafe. Yes. And so what I'm interested in, her name is like her name Letecia is also always spelled different ways. And something as far as a lawsuit, you'd think it's spelled correctly. Yet this is spelled L-A-T. And I believe it's spelled L-E-T. Hey, Rena. And so I don't know, man. You know what, Michelle? That's so funny because I'm not going to lie, Michelle, when I put that emoji in, I thought of you. So I'm glad you found that emoji. I'm not going to lie. I don't know why that emoji reminded me of you, that cat with the sunglasses and stuff, but I just really liked it. And then I was like, it just reminds me of like Michelle. And I had no reason to add it, but I was just like, it's cool and it reminds me of Michelle. As I was rolling gingerbread this morning, I kept singing, keep on, stop. I merged. Oh, that's so funny, Tess. I love it. So you could donate directly to Crime Curious. Her links are on her website. and then she will post whatever you donated on her website so that it is fully transparent. And then whenever she makes the purchase, she actually posts the receipts so you can 100% see what you donated goes towards exactly what they said. And then once they obtain either the calls or the jail files, eventually she posts it on her website so you can get access to what you paid for. That is how all of these jail files, case files, all of the calls I go through is what Allie and the Gens eventually made public to everybody. All of the people who donated towards it and everything, they've made it public for everybody to use. Never once put their watermark on it, nothing. They just upload it to Crime Curious's website, or the calls are on either of their channels, and they allow anybody to use it within fair use, and credit is given because they just focus on the case, and it's about getting the information out there. She is very, very organized. So again, here I'll put her website again. So I'm pulling up these lawsuits directly from Crime Curious's website because she has everything. So this is Letecia Stauch, FKA, Letecia Hardin Hunt, who is the plaintiff, versus Horry County School District. And it says, pursuant to Rule 41A1 of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, the above captioned parties hereby stipulate and agrees as follows. Plaintiff hereby dismiss with prejudice all claims that were asserted in this lawsuit and all claims that could have been asserted in this lawsuit against defendant, including any claims for attorney's fees and costs. Plaintiff hereby forever ends her claims against defendant in this action, and parties herein incorporate by reference the terms of settlement and agreement. So let's see what it actually is. Hey, Meat Feets. Oh, awesome, Megan. That's so awesome. Thank you so much. Nope, not on legal documents. That's only what she says to the inmates. All right, so this is against the school district. And it says, the court has been advised by counsel for the parties that the above action has been settled and that this action is hereby dismissed without costs and without prejudice. If settlement is not consummated within a reasonable time, either party may within 60 days petition the court to reopen the action and restore it to the calendar rule. In the alternative, to the extent permitted by law, the party may within 60 days petition the court to enforce settlement. So it was all right, this is dismissed. So hold on, let me see. Okay. I'm trying to find where it Crime Curious, does it have where it goes into details what she was filing the sexual harassment for. Oh, Megan, you're so sweet. I'm not a computer whiz by any means either. Okay, that's a complaint. Sexual harassment. Sexual harassment. But where? I only see one page in it. Am I crazy? Merry Christmas, Snot Rocket. I only see this. Crime Curious. One of one. Hey, Shacto. Hey, Secret Squirrel. Hey, Truth Hurts. Because I want to see what she claimed. That's perfect for Christmas. Merry Christmas, Night Stalker. Do I gotta like kiss my teeth to get it? Oh, you weren't here yesterday, Michelle? Letecia in an incident report kissed her teeth, and we could not figure out what that meant. And we're like, kissed her teeth, kissed her teeth. Apparently, it's an expression. When you kiss your teeth, it means in like disdain, when like you suck the air through your teeth, which is gross, but like you make that noise and like you're like, ugh, and you're pissed off, kissing your teeth. Crime Curious! Where do I go? But they wrote it kissed her teeth. As if she was kissing her canines when they were out of her mouth or something. Help! Help! Merry Christmas, trio girl, Mom. All right, maybe I'll just move on to the other one that I could see until we figure out this one. Okay. So here is a federal lawsuit, a civil action lawsuit Letecia filed against El Paso County So it's against El Paso County. This deputy, then statements of claims. Claim 1. Oh, it's okay, Crime Curious. I'm going to move on to this one. Yeah, drive safely. That's all that matters. So statement of claim. Claim 1. Freedom of religion. Kosher violations. Claim 2. Medical neglect. Have you ever filed a lawsuit other than this lawsuit in any federal or state court while you were incarcerated? No, at this time, no. So this was her first one. So let's see. Request for relief. Claim number 1. General damages, restitution damages, or reliance loss damages monetarily. Claim number 2. Injunctive relief, monetary relief, and policy change for WellPath and neglecting inmates. So she's searching for money. Hey, Adrian. Hey, Callie Dime. Merry Christmas, guys. So she's looking for money. Hey, you are not treating child murderers as you should be. Hey, just me. Merry Christmas. You're not treating child murderers as you should be. So give me money. So well, that's weird. Like, why does it start as at number 5? Okay. Attached defendants, Trinity Food Service, job title, inmate food distributor. She's also suing Trinity Food Services. Defendant 4 is being sued in his or her individual capacity. Wow. Claim number 1. Kosher violations under my First Amendment. From July 2021 to February 2022, my First Amendment right was violated by means of my kosher diet. Hey, V. Oakley, Merry Christmas. Hello, baby Bubby Bunny. Inmates sign an agreement stating they will adhere to the policy and follow their kosher diet guidelines to avoid interruptions of meals and services. Hey, J-Hub. Exactly. When did she become Jewish? She's a Catholic. Come on, give me a break. During this time, I expressed several concerns of the meals not being wrapped appropriately, items that were not kosher approved being placed in our diets, and the violation of sanitation by putting kosher on open trays. I asked deputies to alert their superiors that the policy and custom by El Paso County Jail was not prohibited per the religious affiliation. Below are a list of inmate kites that followed once staff refused to contact Trinity Food Services and let administration know of the violations. Merry Christmas, Sherry. 2021, August 8th. Kite to Trinity Foods explaining the contamination and kosher items on open trays. September 4th. Reported improper kosher and contaminations through the El Paso County grievance process and was told to contact Trinity instead of the jail. November 19th, sent kite explaining that staff was using a pen and marker to write K on non-kosher items that did not already have the standard approval. These were non-kosher items and violated the signed agreement. On 11/22, a response from the jail said to kite the kitchen again. The jail continued to ignore the customs and policy for kosher inmates and placed the blame on the contractor, Trinity Foods. However, the contractor is conducting business in El Paso County Jail, and the administration and the SGIs failed to monitor or adjust violations. Next, during court transport in September 2021, November 2021, and February 2022, I advised the deputies that they were not providing kosher meals while at court, and eating the sack lunches were a violation of our kosher signed policy. I also asserted my First Amendment right on each occasion, and I asked the jail to adhere to their policy on religious diets. After several attempts, I noticed retaliation and was not provided my kosher, or my meal was delayed for hours when other kosher and non-kosher inmates had theirs. On February 12th, Deputy Stingle, a named defendant, sent in a violation of kosher to religious programs, and they terminated my meal. From February 14th, 2022 until February 28th, 2022, I sent several kites and asked SSGIs could they provide the proof and reason behind the suspension that I did not violate the agreement, that in fact the jail continued to show a direct link between the policy and constitutional injury. During this time, I received notification that Deputy Steingle observed me violating the diet by eating other foods. I explained to her that these purchased items on commissary were not excluded. And once again, I asked the jail to hold a meeting or some form of hearing demonstrating that I did not adhere and that these actions were not prejudice on behalf of Steingle. So wait a second. Tisha is buying food on commissary, and let's be real, the same way that she claimed she was on a hunger strike and she would eat the cookies and she would eat all of the food besides the grits. I highly doubt the food you were eating from commissary is kosher. So they were probably like, yo, we're not going to continue giving you kosher meals when you're not eating kosher from commissary. You can't just, because kosher meals with the meals they're giving you from jail is a lot better than the actual food they're giving you. And it's like prepackaged and undealt with by the inmates. But you can't just claim you're bound by a religious diet if you're not at all times. You're taking advantage. Hey, Simply Complex. Merry Christmas, darling. So Leticia's probably eating like Cheetos, beans, like all this shit that's not kosher, but then wants the best of the best food with the meals they're providing. Instead, I received an unjust punishment as a result of this. Individual who was competent and was showed extreme indifference more than to negligence towards my First Amendment right. Is that a sentence? Hold on. Instead, I received unjust punishment as a result of this individual who was competent and who showed extreme indifference more than negligence towards my First Amendment right. Okay. From February 14th to August 14th, I was suspended from my diet, which led to weight loss, depression, and being limited to one meal a day because of expensive commissary prices. Oh, boo freaking who?
You were big. I'm serious. You look big.
I only weighed 140 something.
Well, you look humongous. But anyway, darling, I know it's time for us to go. I'll holler at you later. I love you.
I don't believe you experienced weight loss. I would like to see documentation of that. I suffered conflicts between myself and substantial burdens on my religious practice. This led me to be modified religious beliefs and being forced to eat regular meals and or non-kosher items or not eat at all. Well, if you have commissary, you're fine, girl. I received my non-kosher back on 8/14/2022 after the 6 months. Immediately, the disregard to our customs provided more constitutional injury, 1st and 14th. On August 17, 2022, I expressed the violations to Deputy Snipe, named defendant, on how the jail continued to fail at controlling direction or supervising others for our rights explained in the inmate's handbook and our First Amendment rights to practice religion. I explained to her that the meal for lunch and dinner were not approved items and were processed with other foods, causing contamination. I also addressed the need to reach out to her superiors to help bring the kitchen and compliance with their policy. After all, she was a party to violation and continued operation. Deputy Snipe became confrontational and abused her power while acting in official capacity. She insisted that the meal was correct, ignored my claim to a First Amendment right, and refused to serve me with a proper kosher diet. She was competent because she acknowledged the error, but explained that she was too busy to deal with it. She accepted Trinity's reasoning and did not alert her superiors that our rights were being violated, even though the first duty's oath of office is to protect individuals' rights. She even stated, if you don't like it, don't come to jail. What?
What?
No.
Yes.
No, sir. I mean, John, no.
Seems pretty simple and straightforward, right? If you don't like it, don't kill children. Seems pretty simple enough. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, bitch. This is not the first time that she retaliated with comments such as these. In fact, she was also a deputy who ignored the violations that I listed in 2021. Deputies are our only means to correct a meal while locked down for 21 to 22 hours a day. The following is the next few non-compliances. 8/15/2022, non-kosher. 8/16, no proteins for kosher meals, extremely low calorie. 8/17, non-kosher lunch and dinner. 8/18, the most striking of the kosher violations from Trinity Foods when they served smeat which is processed meat with non-kosher items in a plant around pork. They will claim that no pork touched this meat, but the meal was a violation and contamination of non-kosher either way. This item has always been excluded from any kosher meals. Throughout this time, I was told that a Trinity employee named Tim said, "We are cutting back due to inflation, and sometimes the food will be non-kosher. Eat it or buy commissary." Oh!
Any objection? All objections.
If you don't like it, don't kill vulnerable, innocent children. On the next occasion, Tim told the ward deputy he was following guidelines, but still, El Paso County Jail refused to supervise the contractor. On 8/18, we told Sergeant Brox, who entered A3 female ward during our out time, he said he did not know anything about it. But yet, nothing happened, as in no remedies to these reports of First Amendment violations. What violation is murder? Murder! On 8/19, the meals were still incorrect, and all defendants continue to ignore the constitutional right. Defendants understand and have culpable state. This policy is ignored because there is a disregard to our customs and the jail's handbook. This forces inmates to alter their religious belief, not eat at all, or have excessive commissary spending when we are afforded 3 meals a day. You mean the way you altered your religious belief to get the food to begin with, Tisha? Because you were not Jewish. Hey, do you guys hear that? I think that's the fire truck with like a bunch of Christmas music playing. All right, never mind. These are deliberate intentions even after 1 year of trying to resolve the issue and demonstrate prejudice to the religion. The parties, it totally is. You hear it? I told you. Go fire truck, go fire, go. Santa Claus is coming to town. Oh my God, it's Santa! Sorry. All right. Hey, beach lover. The parties involved expect me to follow my signed religious agreement, but can ignore it on their end. The defendants named are not immune under the 11th Amendment because number 1, 2, 3, and never mind, are in their official capacity. And I have met the factors in the prong test. And all defendants implemented or possessed? Adest? Responsibility? And know the diff. They know the diff. You couldn't just this is a fucking lawsuit. You couldn't even just finish the word. Finish the word, Tisha. Know the diff. Rinse. Ince. Know the difference. Finish the word. This is a lawsuit. Claim number 2. Medical neglect. 8th Amendment. Let's do this. Okay. I was arrested in March of 2020.
What?
And upon intake, I signed an ROI and explained my extensive history with stomach issues. You stop that, Tisha. You knock that off right now. After everything you've done to that boy, this is going to make me really mad listening and reading this, because that boy really did struggle with GI issues, and you tortured him. And you did not give him his proper medication. You would withhold it, give it to him when you wanted it. You would humiliate him. I suffer from severe IBS-C. The C is for cunt. With symptoms present 12 or more days a month. Leaky gut, abdominal pain, present 15 or more days a month. Internal and external bleeding. What the wait. Ain't nobody is just externally bleeding randomly for no reason. You cut that out. Who are you kidding? That has nothing to do with GI issues. Internal bleeding is one thing. You don't just deal with external bleeding unless there's a reason. Are you kidding me right now? Maybe hemorrhoids. All right. If she's going with the hemorrhoids, Cat 11, all right. Maybe. All right. So she's like, abdominal pain, internal and external bleeding, blood in stool, 7 or more days a month, swelling beyond the normal range. Oh, are you a doctor? Tisha? The presence of knots in my stomach that one can feel. I'm sorry, who's feeling it? Is it you? Is it the vampires who are visiting you, trying to take your organs at night? Who is confirming that they can? Knots in your stomach is a phrase. I have knots in my stomach. You can't feel a literal knot in your stomach. And if you can, go to the hospital. Okay? The presence of knots in my stomach that one can feel, and constant pelvic pain due to my stomach issues listed above. You can't sue for all of this when vampires are causing this. Haven't you stated they are coming every night and ripping your organs out? What are you blaming the jail for? Sue Justice. Sue Victoria. The hell, what's the jail gonna do? Your words, Tisha, not mine. Amen, Ava. I explained that I experience frequent times of not producing a bowel movement, 10 to 15 days at a time, and sometimes more. Exactly, Ginny. I have been prescribed Miralax. Shame on you. Oh my God. She is, I think she's literally writing what Gannon went through. I have been prescribed Miralax, Senna, and a stool softener at various times. Below is a list of communication through the inmate kite system. Kites only go and show through 2021 November. Medical kites. November 27th, 2021. Stomach issues, constipation, and current medication was not working. The provider responded that no changes would be made. I think she literally wrote Gannon symptoms. 12/7/2021. Denying medication that was productive. The provider responded that I was at a 56% compliant rate. I explained to the MedCart nurse, Jane Doe, that the percentage was invalid because MedPass was consistently out of Miralax and or Senna. Due to staffing, sometimes medical never showed, and they courted the days I was out of custody, temp, in their responses, thus making the response invalid. Meanwhile, we've been going through the incident reports, guys. So we know what type of shit Letecia was doing when it was MedPass. She was causing a ruckus. She was banging on the cells and she was riling up other inmates, telling them that MedPass is only supposed to take 30 minutes. Here they are doing it, taking an hour and a half. And so she actually has the nerve to make it seem like, oh, well, they just weren't giving me my meds. No, we see what you were doing during MedPass because there's incident reports documenting it. And yeah, you can buy stuff at commissary. We see the commissary list. January 18th, 2022. My kite said, can I get different stomach meds since the provider refuses to evaluate me? The response was a deflection as the provider responded with, please make sure you are placing a request in a professional manner. Well, I agree that was not a professional manner. That's not a deflection. I was flabbergasted because the kite listed above was appropriate. 15 days without going. No, that's not appropriate. Can I get different stomach meds since the provider refuses to evaluate me? No, something appropriate would be, can I please see the provider and request different stomach medications? I am having issue using the bathroom. Bam. You are just a bitch whenever you do anything. March 12th, 2022, request for medication to clean system out because I was 11 days straight, which is interesting thinking back to all of the enemas, guys. That we heard about in trial. You know what I mean? March 26, 2022. Stomach help request. What does that even mean? Stomach help request in severe pain. That does not make sense. This is a lawsuit, Letecia. Stomach help request in severe pain. And they responded that I was scheduled to see the doctor. I never saw a doctor and bleeding started. Bullshit, it did. Bleeding where? Bleeding where? Bleeding where started? February 11th, 2022. 16 days without a stool, medication not working, stomach pain, and bleeding. Bleeding where? If you're not going poop, you're not bleeding. So this isn't like, oh, I'm really struggling with constipation and I have a hemorrhoid, therefore there is blood with my stool. So that's not where this alleged bleeding is coming from. So where is this blood, you guys? Your ass just isn't bleeding on its own. Where's the blood coming from? April 10th, 2022. Explained that I had been requesting help since January 18th and still did not see a doctor. June 10th, 2022. Spoke with Jane Doe nurse who had spoke to Jane Doe nurse who had her badge backwards and refused to give her name. Look at that sentence. Spoke to Jane Doe nurse who had her badge backwards and refused to give her name. Make it make sense. She stated that I needed to drink water and to stop eating the trays. Eating styrofoam is not good for your gut, Tisha. I told her I eat once a day and drink at least 12 to 14 8-ounce cups a day. I explained that the issue was chronic and I was at risk for bowel obstruction and or other long-term health risk. According to who? No help provided. The bleeding continued, swelling, pain, tiny more able knots in stomach appeared. How do you know that? Tiny movable knots in stomach appeared. You have tiny movable knots in your stomach? You guys, what does that mean? Tiny movable knots. Yes, 12 to 14 8-ounce cups a day. Harlot. Yep. Tiny movable knots. She's playing like fucking checkers with these knots, just moving him. So tiny movable knots in her stomach appeared without seeing a doctor. Jane Doe described tall, about 5'9", long dark brown hair, medium built, white fair skin. August 19th, told medical staff that I needed relief due to stomach swelling, constipation, bleeding, and a pain that was worse than any previous kites, and that current fiber lack and stool softeners are not working. Note, I have sent grievances, spoke with several medical staff members to include but not limited to Heather, Danielle, Maggie, and several other Jane Does who hide their badges inside of clothing or who turn it around backwards from March 2020 to August 2022. I informed SSGIs named Bryant, Iad, Duquette, and someone named Simpson, according to the ward deputy, about the medical neglect. I was told to keep kiting and to understand that staffing was the jail continues to ignore the negligence of contractor welfare, therefore being an active participant in the responsibility for the continued operation and constitutional violation. Continued neglect. On another occasion, I request a medical evaluation for a concussion. Listen, we've also seen, just in the handful of incident reports we've been through, anytime Letecia claims to have fallen off and hit in her head, and they try to document it, and they try to take a photo, and they try to get Letecia seen by a doctor, what does Letecia do? Letecia refuses. She won't let them take a photo, and she will deny being seen by the medical staff. And then you turn around and you sue them? So I request a medical evaluation for a concussion. The second one while at CJC. In July 2022, I rolled off the top bunk and I hit my head, sliced open, and I bruised my ribs. This is the exact one we heard about, guys, and she would not let them take a picture. I alerted the ward deputy, Snipe, who called and emailed medical staff. I was told to put in a kite. You can't diagnose yourself with a concussion. These are the symptoms that was told to medical staff, and that continued. Nausea, several hours of dizziness, 2 days of bleeding, 2 hours persistent and off and on for 1 day. Later, scabbing occurred. Pain, ignored, but lasted 4 days, back and on the head. Headaches, still active, off and on, and sensitivity. Vomiting, on and off for 1 day. Blurry vision for 2 days. Note, I still continue to have headaches, difficulty thinking clearly, and remembering information. I did send a kite on July 19th and July 21st, the 26th and 30th. I was told to be patient and that I was placed on a sick call multiple times. On August 16th, Maggie, the WellPath nurse, appeared almost 36 days after the incident. I explained to her that the incident occurred while sleeping, as I have nightmares and a sleepwalking condition. Diagnosed by who, Tisha? Who was the sleepwalking condition diagnosed by? I explained the condition issues and that this was the second one in a year. I also asked for a bottom bunk restriction to prevent further head damage and how I was sure that I damaged my ribs as well. I also expressed my concern for neglecting a head trauma for almost 30 days. She told me to kite mental health instead because they handle those type of things. Once again, I received incompetent responses from an individual who is a licensed nurse hired by WellPath. This was beyond a reasonable response time and are beyond negligent, as explained in this section involving my stomach issues. Both issues are serious and risk potential furthered health issues or risk of harm. Individuals and organizations in the same situation outside of these defendants would know that without the proper medication, x-rays, etc., the symptoms will increase, pain level will increase, and would lead to more stomach and gastrointestinal tract issues or head and cognitive related issues, concussions. In addition, the stomach issues could lead to a bowel obstruction and internal bleeding, per my previous GI doctor. Yeah, let's see records of that, Tisha. In summary, the named defendants in claim number 2 show deliberate indifference, more than negligence, causing medical suffering and harm or potential knowledge that harm will result. Both parties violate the 8th Amendment by 1, deprivation of a basic human need that, sorry. The fact that she could ever write that sentence. You were deprived of a basic human need. What about Gannon? What did you deprive Gannon of? You have been given and shown more respect and kindness than you have ever shown Gannon. Deprivation of a basic human need that is serious, and 2, acted with a sufficiently culpable state of mind. Wellpath controls the direction and disregards health and safety. El Paso County Jail fails to supervise and engages in promulgated implementation of the casual policy, also disregarding inmates' health and safety. Other individuals in both capacities comparisons would know that their actions violate the amendment. In addition, both capacities and entities are imposing the punishment of lack of medical care as a punishment, and El Paso County is not immune under the 11th Amendment. I have included that a policy or a custom exists, and there is a direct link between the policy and custom and the constitutional injury. Finally, both defendants refuse to protect inmates from inhumane treatment and conditions that are deliberate and prejudiced when compared to other inmate populations or even at all. Inmates on chemical dependency are monitored and receive doctor visits, but the handbook preludes to treatment for all basic medical needs, and this rises to the level of cruel and unusual. Claim number 1 for involved defendants for El Paso County failed to supervise and train staff properly to bring the kitchen and workers in compliance with kosher. Number 2, uniform fashion, entities, policy, or custom. 3, promulgated, created, implemented, or possessed responsibility for the continued constitutional injury to disregard the 1st and 14th Amendment. 4, abuse of discretion and used opinion evidence. Defendant number 1, Stengel. Deputy Stengel engaged in individual participation knowingly and with prejudice to one's legal right due to plaintiff's current prejudicial publicity, the plaintiff's right to practice religion in accordance with customs, and continued to report frivolous claims without merit or abuse of power or tactics. In fact, there was no tangible evidence to warrant the kosher suspension. 2, she used false reputation evidence to punish and violate the First Amendment. Defendant 3, Snipe. The individual participated in the violation by a total disregard in the First Amendment and due process by suggesting that this is a deserved punishment with comments mentioned. In addition to her disregard to fix the diet when she is the only means to do it, while I was locked down 21 out of 22 hours. Defendant 5 is Trinity Food Services. 1, disregard for inmates' health and risk of the substantial burden placed by religious diet violations. 2, failure to supervise kitchen staff and outside employees, those that instruct inmates in the kitchen and how to properly prepare a kosher diet. And 3, aware that their actions violate the right. Well path is deprivation of basic medical care, ignoring El Paso County Jail's policy and the 8th Amendment, acted with a culpable state of mind by hiring licensed and professionals in their area of expertise, and disregard an objectively serious condition, medical need, or risk of harm if left untreated properly. El Paso County, aware that contractor WellPath's actions violate 8th Amendment rights, they have possessed responsibility for the continued operation and risk of harm. Note, in reference to all defendants, all other individuals or entities would adhere to these rights and or know their actions violate the right. The end. Well, actually, no, not the end. Hold on. Almost the end. Hold on. No, I think that is the end. I don't think that is the same. So that's the end. Aw, Kimmy K, that's so sweet. Well, Merry Christmas to you, and I'm happy that I can make you laugh. Right, Callie Dime? Okay, so hold on. Let me see if Crime Curious sent the sexual harassment one. 1 second. Okay, I don't see it, so she must still be driving. I know. Liquid Soul, I know. She has some nerve. Okay. All right, I'm looking at You want to guys look at her letters to Judge Werner? So this one, hi Donna, Merry Christmas, darling. So this one was February of 2021, and she wrote, Judge Werner. On the 19th, I was unable to talk with Judge Bain about my conflicts with my defense team due to 1, the actual privacy of the booth and the transport over. I explained in detail to him, expressing my concerns of privacy. 2, I had a very difficult morning mentally because I am not mentally well. Oh, of course you're writing to the judge saying how you're not mentally well. One of the main issues with my attorneys is their lack of ability to gather evidence. Maybe because there's no evidence to gather for your defense. Due to this, I find little value in the term expert. First, they were unable to obtain my mental health records from South Carolina when I finally paid a firm in South Carolina to obtain them. Maybe because you don't have mental health records. In 2016, I was diagnosed with redacted and received treatment before work for over 28 hours of care. The school district even provided extra services and later let me medically resign due to the ongoing reality breaks. Bull! Oh no. Oh no. No, she did not. You did not resign from a school because you were constantly breaking with reality. You don't think we would have heard about that in trial? She had to be let go because she could not stay in reality while working. In 2018, I was hospitalized in Canada, crossing the border for 2 days and completed more OP treatment when I returned. I tell you this because it sets the stage for why I cannot work with my attorneys. I signed release forms for them to get all this information. So why would they would have a better understanding of why I'm all over the place some days. I asked them to use the info from a non-biased doctor who worked with me more than 2 hours. But instead they sent a lady who was clearly an actress and friends with the DA. Is that Dorothy? She spoke about him in an unprofessional manner, their history and his election. Now I'm sure all this was true, but I thought she worked for the court, not one particular side. My attorneys did this to make me look like a perjurious individual. Instead, it was malfeasance on their part. I have included several reasons to support my claim as I kept a timeline of these conflicts. Communication is broken beyond repair. I explained these issues to Judge Bain, including the lack of access and visitations in complete detail. Inconsiderate of evidence. Oh, thank you, Donna. Since March 2020, I asked my attorneys to preserve the GameStop footage to locate the Texas police officer whom I spoke with and to get the cruise passenger list. In the cruise passenger list, as if Eduardo was on that cruise. Instead, they spent months contacting my family for mitigation. When asked certain things, they kept saying they will let the investigators know. 1 year later, same answer. My evidence. I haven't physically seen any while being held at CJC for 1 year. Yes, COVID, but inmates were still being held as our constitutional rights were adjusted. Overlooking statute and evidence. They overlooked the competency statute. It's supposed to be statute, not statue, about video recording. Human error? Okay, but this happens often with evidence in which me, the non-expert, has to provide corrections to evidence. Sharing info. They were texting my family and giving them info that they should not have, causing several disputes. My judge. They filed that motion knowing this county would not grant me new attorneys to sabotage my chances of a trial by judge. They knew I wanted to present evidence to him without exposing any info on my son's father. Her son's father. However, they created incorrect conflicts instead of addressing the real issues. They could have filed the pro se only instead of talking about my defense to sabotage my trial by judge. Defenses. Indeed, I am innocent, but I will not put myself or others in danger running the defense against my biological son. Biological son! When the system is letting 2 men run free who are involved. One is a prominent member of an independent business. They used the NGRI to get a hearing, knowing I'm not guilty, to cover up their lack of representation. Although I had bouts of insanity and still do, I did not murder or abuse anyone, nor would that be a defense, because it's my understanding that you actually did do it. However, I will protect my bio son, and I will protect the drugs and violence documented from my stepson. You will protect the drugs and violence? What the Elmer? Fuck is going on? The truth is the court is holding the court is holding the wrong person and for the wrong crimes. This whole process has been nefarious, from denying me an attorney, threatening me in the bathroom away from cameras to confess, taking advantage of me being delusional, threatening my other kids' freedom, or else I am going to keep making it known, sir, just how much the state has done in this wrongful incarceration. Merry Christmas, Pippin Ma. I will continue to be an advocate for myself because I am not a murderer. And the level that the prosecution goes through to promote a wrongful conviction is absurd. Truth is, they could see a video from someone else and they would dismiss that person as a lunatic. You're fine, Crime Curious. Yeah, we can pull it up on another live. They have far too much invested in this wrongful incarceration to admit they were and are wrong. For these reasons, and because my defense team is in cahoots with them, I am left with no other choice but to represent myself. Denying me my rights under the Constitution has happened throughout this process, from the detectives, the jail, and now my legal team. Every day I am getting worse mentally due to the inadequate representation and being held hostage for a crime I did not commit. These are my conflict issues and my reason for asking to go pro se. As always, thank you for your time. Tisha. See, this is how you spell her name. I don't know why they're always spelling it wrong. What? Who's her bio son? Who's her bio son? So we'll read this next letter to the Judge Werner, and then we'll go do a Jade raid over to Crime Curious's. And Crime Curious's is how true crime made her brain melt. And all right, so hi Mars, Merry Christmas. So this one, oh, thank you, Jenny. You're so sweet. Maybe she got to have herself in her mind. Stepson was forming wrote, but no, because she specifically wrote bio son and then stepson. Like she had multiples. So this one is August 17th, 2020. So, good afternoon, sir. Good day, sir. Sorry. All right. I thank you for taking the time out to read my letter and my concerns about an unfair process that is going on in my case. I have expressed these concerns several times to my defense team and feel that I have not been afforded my rights as a United States citizen. Was Gannon afforded his rights as a human? It has been 5 months, and I've met with my defense team one time in March 2020. It is the middle of August. I understand this pandemic is unforeseen, but I don't feel I should be held unconstitutionally, denied access to my attorneys, and have constitutional rights violated and be abused in the process. First, as you know, there is over 30,000 and growing pages of discovery in my case. I cannot successfully participate in my defense on a phone call 3 times a week for 1 hour at the jail. I have no way to view any videos, read any reports, review any phone data, and etc. I'm not an active participant in my case. I know that the jail is listening to my attorney-client calls on several occasions. I commented about someone or something specific, and the jail immediately acted upon it. Officers also wait outside the door, easy to hear, and sometimes a video camera is on at the TV near the phone. Sir, these things are a violation of my rights. In addition, I have no way to write these things down as I am always restrained with more times than not causing injury. I understand you cannot tell the jail how to run their facility, but I know that I cannot ignore my rights being violated. Next, sir, I understand the 8th Amendment protects cruel and unusual punishment. Ha ha ha! Oh, you sick bitch. And I know the Supreme Court says punishment can be just for the crimes. However, I'm in a county jail and I'm presumed innocent. And not to mention, I am innocent. And we will prove it. I've been a pillar in my community in South Carolina. I have no adult record. Yes, you do. Never done drugs. Yes, you have. And have a doctorate degree in education. No, you don't. I've proven myself as a responsible citizen and should not be subjected to the cruel punishment that I receive at CJC. Over 15 plus times I have been abused in transport, ranging from injured ribs, not on my head, several ankle and wrist bleedings, bruising on my knee in my cell, loss of feeling in my hands several times. I've had to be on insure 2 weeks due to the poison comments. And just recently on August 11th, I received threats in my peanut butter because I provided evidence of not only my innocence, but evidence that will show who it was through my PI. As a result of this, I assume their runners use people in trusted positions in jail to send me threats in my food, and I'm terrified of what will happen next. I don't know how I'm supposed to properly defend myself going through this unfair punishment, being denied my constitutional rights, being denied access to my attorneys, being under scrutiny, causing daily mental disturbances, being restrained, causing injuries, being denied law library access. This is not okay in a country in which our country prides itself on democracy, a country with a flag that got a hole in it at Flanders Field in World War I, one that turned blood red in World War II, or the one that got cut with a sword at Chancellorsville. Through all this, the flag stood. We raise her up every morning because this country still stands for freedom, perseverance, justice, and vigilance. Merry Christmas, love baby animals. And I know what Congress decided on June 14th, 1717. Flag Day, that it still rings true that not even the evil terrorists of 9/11 can take the America spirit away. However, I am showing the same things that flag shows: valor, courage, purity, and innocence to write to you, to say, and I'm proud to be an American, at least I know I'm free. Sorry. She was building it up so well. I write to you to say, I do not feel like a U.S. citizen being treated this way in my beloved country. I'm not getting a fair process. I'm not getting represented properly. And I'll give the benefit of the doubt in a pandemic. But the other unjust treatment is not the way that our founding fathers intended this process to go. Not to mention, no pandemic, no terrorist attack, no police riots, etc., can stop our country from being the greatest on earth, upholding the law, and staying true to following one's constitutional rights. This is just the surface of my concerns. As you will see, they only get worse with illegal search and seizures. Merry Christmas, Stephanie. And I proudly stand up next to you. That's they're here today. Because I ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. I was a victim of coercion, as it's mental and physical. Sir, you can tell I'm educated. I know Miranda versus Arizona. However, a person cannot perform under this scrutiny, abuse, coercion, etc. And that's what has happened throughout this entire process. Besides, due to info from my PI, I don't even feel that El Paso has jurisdiction, not to mention ... The wrong individual? I reach out to you to let you know, sir, that I'm very concerned with this process because I know that you will uphold the integrity of the court. The judicial system that I know does not allow a person who is presumed innocent and who is innocent, not to mention, to improperly defend themselves, to be subjected to daily abuse and 8th Amendment violations, does deny 5th and 6th Amendment or speedy and fair trials, does not interfere with attorney and client privilege. Yes, I can tell you many situations in which I know they are listening. Does not physically, mentally, and emotionally abuse innocent people waiting on trial. Does not allow that individual to be in danger, not just from inmates, but from employees also. And does not avoid these situations causing an individual's mental health to decline and safety to be at risk. I live each day not knowing what will happen to me next. What person will put something else in my food? What rights I'll be denied tomorrow? Or what injuries will occur next? I support law enforcement. I support our military, our country. And I know that a few bad apples and incidents can ruin it for good people. I extend my concerns to you as a first step in this because my attorneys have refused to let you know due to the public knowing. My life is on the line. I am innocent and I am ready to return home and use the doctorate degree, EDD, that I worked and that I worked diligently for and cannot do that if I'm not afforded those rights. If I'm fighting for my life daily, I'm clearly no threat to myself, etc. Again, this is just the surface of my concerns. and ask that something be done so I can get this behind me. Move past this trial in life. Forgive those who persecuted and afflicted me. Continue to be a soldier for Christ and repair my mental state. And most importantly, grieve. You son of a bitch. I need those constitutional rights in order to be successful and participate in this process. I'm a prisoner bound in chains, like Paul from the Bible said. But I know my Bible is not bound. I also know he appointed people in authority and to respect them because they are chosen to uphold the law. Please accept this as my letter of letting you know first, not going over the court's head and following the appropriate chain of command. Something has to be done, sir. Thank you. And God bless. Dr. T. Stauch. P.S. If there is any possible way to receive acknowledgement of your receipt of this letter so that I know you are aware. Peace out, Cub Scout. Aw, Carol freaking Claus, thank you. Carol Claus just sent 5 people through our drains. Congratulations to our members. Thank you, Carol Claus. Plunge it. That is infuriating. To say she needs to grieve, it's very, 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 very hurtful. And I'm proud to be an American. At least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the man who died, gave that right to me, and I proudly stand up next to him and surrender it today. And I ain't too proud along this land. God bless the T-shirt Stauch. She said she needs to grieve. Yeah, she didn't even put, right, Janet? She even freaking, Shaq. She didn't even draw a freaking flag. Come on, Tisha. You drew a window when you were trying to make your great escape, but you didn't even draw a flag. I'm disappointed. This is bull. Oh my God. She started quoting. You guys, she started quoting. Oh, I know how the flag bled. She's like, look at a country with a flag that got a hole in it at Flanders Field in World War I. One that turned blood red in World War II. Or the one that got cut with a sword at Chancellorsville. Through all this, the flag stood. We raise her up every morning because this country still stands for freedom, perseverance, justice, and vigilance. And I know what Congress decided on June 14th, 1717, Flag Day, that it still rings true, that not even the evil terrorists of 9/11 can take the American spirit away. You bitch, shut up. You, like, Tisha, come on. We are going through your incident reports, okay? You are barking like a dog. You are claiming vampires are taking your organs at nighttime. You are claiming that the Mexican mafia is trying to recruit you. So at the same time that you are saying that your defense team is incompetent and you want to go pro se, you are also saying that, no, I am not going to utilize a law library because every time I go to the law library, the Mexican mafia is following me and trying to recruit me. You knock this shit off already. Knock it off. It's embarrassing. But I just get really pissed off when I see her write things about cruel and unusual punishment and the rights that they deserve as humans after what she's done to Gannon. She does, Atomica, and I really like your photo. She believes that she is smarter. And yesterday we read an incident report where she was mouthing off to a guard because she said that she has a very high IQ and she needs to speak up and represent the other inmates there. And it's on her basically because everyone's lower intelligence than her. So she needs to help them. And she's smart. You know, she's too smart. She's on a higher level than everyone. And so it's her duty to not let the jail fuck all these inmates over. And it's like, Tisha, I don't like, what's scary is that she genuinely believes she is smart. And there's a serious disconnect. Merry Christmas, Kelly B. Place to be. Oh, God, man. I can't stand her. I really can't. I can't stand her. Okay. So, like I said, tomorrow, I have it scheduled tomorrow evening. I have it scheduled for 8 Eastern. I might come on a little bit earlier, but I have it scheduled for 8 Eastern right now, depending on what time I get home. We're not going to do Tisha. We're going to just do a chill out, relaxed. We'll do some games, some fun festivities for anybody who needs somewhere to hang out for Christmas. We'll have fun. We'll have some laughs. We'll have some games, and we'll just hang out. And then on Tuesday, we'll go back to our regularly programmed series with episode 23 of the Jail Files. So, oh, I'm so sorry, Janet. Well, I'm sorry. I do have to get off, but we're going over. This is going to drop you the link. We're going over to Crime Curious is about to go live in 4 minutes, and she's doing her True Crime Melted Her Brain series about Letecia. So we're going to go do a Jade. This is a direct link to her live right here. And so we're going to go do a Jade raid right over there. But like I said, I'll be live tomorrow evening for anybody who needs somewhere to go to hang out and to have fun for Christmas. And so I hope to see you all there. If not, I want to wish you all the most amazing Christmas. I appreciate every single one of you more than words can express. You guys are the most amazing community a creator could ever ask for. You guys are just so supportive and so magical and just the kindest bunch of subscribers and members. And truly from the bottom of my heart, thank you all so much. And I hope you have just the most magical Christmas, whether with your family or friends or kids. Just enjoy the time, spend it with your loved ones. And I will very much look forward to tomorrow evening's live to be able to celebrate with you guys. So hit the thumbs up on your way out if you don't mind. We'll Jade raid over to Crime Curiouses, and I will talk to you all soon. Good night, guys.